From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Tuesday morning. Yesterday we had a little bit of light haze up in the sky. It's going to be the exact same thing for today. You're already seeing that here in Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of Yakima Federal, but other than that, lots of sunshine up in the sky for today. Right now, temperatures in the 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 40s and 50s up in the Cascades and Blues. We're right at 60 in Walla Walla, so I think all of us going to need some sort of jacket for this morning. But by 11 a.m., temperatures getting up into the 70s and 80s. Then at the peak of daytime heating, 80s and 90s will be noticeably warmer as opposed to yesterday, about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. But I'd say in comparison to what we'll have for the beginning of next week, mostly normal highs through Sunday, then maybe hitting triple digits in the lower Columbia Basin by Monday. And to add insult to injury, it looks like the forecast is going to stay mostly dry. So that means our vegetation will get much drier and the fire danger is going to go up. But I'll have much more to say about this point in particular coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, fire danger still lingering in parts of Walla Walla and Columbia counties. We'll bring you the very latest on containment efforts as crews enter day 3 of the Barstow fire.
And before you buy some fireworks, you need to know if it's legal to light them up in your area. We'll walk you through the Tri-Cities rules and let you know how to stay safe this holiday.
And nearly $2 million in a payout from the Pasco School District, why a former employee claims years of racial discrimination and retaliation. And it's all on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica DeLal.
I'm Jade Elliott. It's Tuesday, June 24th. We've been keeping a close eye on a number of fires burning around our area, and we have some updates for you this morning.
Right, we're going to start with coverage across Walla Walla and Columbia counties.
Yeah, the Barstow fire has now burned just over 1,500 acres, but sitting at 37% containment this morning.
And crews are entering their third day battling the flames, which first broke out Saturday afternoon. And the fire spread quickly, growing to 250 acres in under 20 minutes as it moved east.
And that level 1 be ready evacuation notice that was issued for anyone living along Canyon Bottom Way, that has been lifted.
Firefighters remain on the scene working to strengthen containment lines and monitor hotspots.
And we're only just stepping into summer, of course, and with the 4th of July right around the corner, firefighters are already dealing with major concerns.
That's right. Just this past weekend, Grant County fire crews responded to a large brush fire. What's believed to have sparked that blaze, though, is fireworks.
That's right. Crews were called out around 1:30 Saturday morning to reports of a fire along State Route 28. That's just west of the Desert Villa Mobile Home Park. When they got there, see the images right there on your screen, that's what they found. Flames burning on both sides of the highway, fueled by dry grass and also being pushed by some strong winds.
Firefighters from Grant County Fire District 13 were able to get it under control in about 10 minutes, but not before burning a total of 10 acres.
And crews do think that fireworks were to blame for this fire. And with that, officials say that this is a reminder that fireworks and dry brush do not mix, and now is the time to use a lot of caution, especially as temperatures get hotter.
And of course, with Independence Day celebrations approaching fast, local agencies want to remind residents to put your safety first.
Firework rules can vary depending on where you live or where you're going to be celebrating. Each city and county has its own fireworks code, so if you are planning to light up the sky, make sure you are following the rules wherever you are.
Also, some popular fireworks like Roman candles, firecrackers, and bottle rockets are illegal in many areas. A good rule of thumb, buy your fireworks in the same city or area that you plan to use them in. Local vendors are required to follow city-specific regulations, so you're less likely to run into any trouble.
Time is also a factor. Take a look at your screen. Here in the Tri-Cities, fireworks are allowed from June 28th to July 5th. On the 28th, you can start lighting them off at noon, and then from the 29th through the 4th, you can get your party started as early as 9 a.m. And then fireworks are no longer permitted after 11 p.m. The 29th through the 3rd, and then the 5th. You can go until midnight on the 4th, but if you violate these rules, it could cost you up to $250 fine or even a misdemeanor.
And lastly, make sure a responsible adult is present. Avoid drinking while handling any fireworks and only light them outdoors on a flat, hard surface, and always keep water nearby.
Be safe. 6:05, taking you to Pasco now, where the school district will pay nearly $1.9 million to settle a lawsuit brought by a former employee who claimed years of racial discrimination and retaliation. Jose Hernandez, the district's former transportation director, alleges that he was subjected to racial slurs, threats, and false accusations after raising concerns. Well, he was later demoted and filed a lawsuit in 2023. While the district denies any wrongdoing, officials agreed to settle the case. Hernandez says that he hopes that this case leads to a safer, more inclusive workplace.
And looking at local education, students in Findlay will shift to a 4-day school week starting this fall. The state has approved a waiver allowing the district to hit required instructional hours without the traditional 180 school days. Fridays will now be off with slightly longer days Monday through Thursday. The district says this move will help address a $1 million budget shortfall, and though leaders plan to evaluate the impact before making any long-term decisions.
Well, if you've ever wondered what the future of the Tri-Cities looks like, just take a look at what some local high school students are doing this week.
Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen says they're getting hands-on experience with drones, engineering, and energy.
Here at the local UA 598, teens are learning how to design and build water turbines. It's hands-on high-tech and built for the real world. It's all part of the Tri-Cities STEM Career Academy, a 4-day crash course into careers shaping the Mid-Columbia's future. Julia Gamache is going into her sophomore year at Hanford High School. She says it's only the first day, but learned a lot about the different career paths.
Being able to sit there and watch the people in their element and be excited to talk about what they're talking about, what they know. All these people from different areas find a very, a core enjoyment for all of them, that they all need to work, but they all working with something that they like.
Gamache says she's always loved science and wants to go into a field that she says is not something a lot of people know of.
Mycology, the science of mushrooms.
Students also get FaceTime with real engineers, scientists, and trade workers, learning what it takes to build careers in energy, conservation, and agriculture. Jody Henderson, the manager of government and community relations for the Benton PUD, says it's a great opportunity for students to explore.
It's back to the kids seeing what's out there, what's available, what options they have, and then putting them on that path.
Students talk to those career professionals, learning how to get from point A to point B. From classroom concepts to real-world applications, these students are bridging the gap between curiosity and career. Organizers for the STEM Career Academy hope this sparks an idea. And for students, it might just power the next big idea. Reporting in Pasco, Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
And the 4-day academy wraps up later this week, but for a lot of these students, the career inspiration could last a lifetime.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, President Trump announcing a ceasefire took effect overnight between Israel and Iran. But this morning, Trump saying both countries violated that deal. We have the latest developments coming up in your news across America.
But first, I want to give you that live look outside from our Yakima Federal camera here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick. Beautiful start to our Tuesday as the sun is up and the birds are chirping. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth will be back with your first alert forecast after the break.
The savings continue with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Pick one up in store today. Bonus zone savings include Pepsi brand 12 packs, buy 2 get 2 free. Save $3 on Old Trapper 10-ounce beef jerky. Plus find Blue Diamond bagged almonds for $4.99. Bi-Mart brand bath tissue and paper towels are $5 off. Savory Prime chicken jerky for dogs is just $14.99. And find assorted gift cards at $3 off, saving you more when it's needed most. Bi-Mart since 1955.
Your life matters, and there are people ready to listen. Together, as schools, law enforcement, faith leaders, and community members, we are committed to making sure no young person feels alone.
Never a bother.
Never a bother.
Never a bother, anytime, anywhere.
Visit neverabother.org for resources and support. Remember, you're never a bother.
Whether you're injured on the road or on the job, the big dogs at Brumback and Autumn will get you the full compensation. Leave nothing on the table. Brumback and Autumn, Bulldog Tough.
Meet the Moore family. They switched from cable internet to Ziply Fiber and got so much more. Mr. Moore got more upload speed for next level gaming and live streaming to the masses. Mason Moore got even more done for his sneaker business, quickly uploading HD product demos and video conferencing without freezing.
Brad, you're on mute.
And now that her family doesn't need her for tech support, Mrs. Moore has more time to stream games into overtime.
Let's go!
Get more of what you love by switching to Ziply Fiber for $65 less per month than cable at ziplyfiber.com.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
The 4th of July sale is on now at Moore Furniture with red, white, and blue savings in every department. Just in time for summer entertaining, family gatherings, and holiday celebrations. During the 4th of July sale, you'll get our very best offer. No money down, subtract the sales tax, and absolutely no interest until July 2026. Plus, you'll get free white glove delivery and will remove and donate your gently used pieces locally. Visit your local Moore Furniture, where everyone gets more for less.
Fly the Northwest over a beautiful bike ride. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of this morning's temperatures. Pretty consistent in Kittitas County, except for Cle Elum, 44 there, but Snoqualmie past Ellensburg, Vantage between 50 to 55, let's just say. Then in the Yakima Valley, mostly in the low 50s, although a couple 58s for Union Gap and Sela. And then in the lower Columbia Basin, Alvis in the low to mid 50s, 51 for the Tri-Cities, 54 in Benton City, 50s and 60s for the Bluefoot Hills, and 40s and 50s for the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Here's your coatcast for today for the Tri-Cities. Light jacket stuff for this morning, going to be around 75 as soon as 10 this morning, and then up into the 80s and 90s at the peak of daytime heating. That'll place us at about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year, so noticeably warmer as opposed to yesterday. So all lower elevation spots are going to be pretty close to 90, if not above that. Okay, now let's take a look at the lay of the land over the next few days with Futurecast satellite and radar. So remember, what we look for are cold fronts, warm fronts, high pressure, low pressure. Each of those things would indicate a different thing, a different facet to our weather. And you notice over the next few days, really we're not seeing much. Not dominant high pressure, not dominant low pressure, no real big fronts. And that means that our weather is going to be kind of boring over the next few days, to be honest. But as we head into the weekend, high pressure starts to dominate again. Well, what does that mean, Josh? That means it's going to get hotter and drier, especially at the beginning of next week. I'll tell you just how hot coming up in a few minutes.
6:13 as we take you around the world this morning. President Trump is aboard Air Force One as we speak, making his way to the Netherlands today to attend the NATO summit. And as he has made his way there, he's expressing disappointment in both Israel and Iran after he says they violated the ceasefire that he announced just late last night.
Both Iran and Israel confirmed the agreement, but Israel says Iran continues to launch additional missiles.
Ian Pennell has the very latest.
This morning, a fragile ceasefire underway in the Middle East. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu claiming Israel achieved its war goals and accepts the ceasefire. Earlier, Iran's foreign minister saying if Israel stopped, Iran would. But within hours of the ceasefire coming into force, this was the scene in the north, according to Israel's Fire and Rescue Authority. Israel accusing Iran of violating the ceasefire, Iran denying it. But Israel already launching retaliatory strikes. The final few hours before the ceasefire were marked by multiple waves of attacks by both sides. Israel repeatedly sounding the alarm this morning, with Iran launching multiple barrages. Videos circulating online showing the moment a residential apartment block was hit, killing at least 4 people. Meanwhile, Israeli forces warning Iranian citizens in central Tehran to evacuate as missiles rain down on the capital, causing widespread destruction.
Ian Pennell, ABC News in Beersheba.
And talking numbers, as you heard right now, Israel's emergency services reporting that 28 people have been killed during the 12-day war with Iran. President Trump posting on social media overnight saying, again, that this ceasefire is now in effect.
And the president sent out a strong warning to the two countries not to violate it. But as of this morning, Trump saying he's, quote, not happy with both countries, saying both of them violated the ceasefire deal.
And then just minutes ago, President Trump telling reporters on Air Force One that he'd like to see everything calm down as quickly as possible, and that he does not want to see a regime change in Iran after floating that idea around just the other day. Of course, something we will continue to follow and keep you updated on.
And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Josh Colbreth will be back, and he has how your weather is looking for today and this week. It's all coming up in his First Alert weather forecast after the break.
If you have heart failure or chronic kidney disease, Farxiga can help you keep living life, because there are places you'd like to be. Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine and bacterial infection between the anus and genitals, both which may be fatal. Severe allergic reactions, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections, and low blood sugar. Stop taking and tell your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, rash, swelling, trouble breathing or swallowing. Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness or swelling between the anus and genitals. Ask your doctor about Farxiga today.
Farxiga. At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
For over 4 decades, the art of fine catering has been perfected by CG Catering in Kennewick. Well known for their luxurious bites, lavish delights, and precision in every portion, CG Catering will grace any event from groups of 10 to 3,000. Meticulous menus with seamless service for all occasions is their tradition. From remote locations to their local event center, repeat clients provide ongoing rave reviews as a testament to the unforgettable memories they have inspired. Call CG Catering for your next celebration.
It is Operation Best Friend every Wednesday as we feature lovable pets from area shelters all looking for their forever homes. Operation Best Friend from Christine Connolly, As You Wish Real Estate Services, and the Manthei Group Cross Country Mortgage.
How about a summer bike ride through the North Palouse?
Palouse has rolling hills, and oftentimes you will get into rollers.
Fly the Northwest.
You get that sense of the roller coaster ride in a way.
Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight.
Elephants have names for each other in their own elephant language.
I can say Kelly an elephant.
Next live, Florence Pugh. Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Just like with yesterday, today we'll have plenty of sunshine up in the sky. Now, it could be obstructed a little bit by some very light haze, but reductions to air quality should be minimal. And otherwise, yeah, a bright day. Could have a shower, thunderstorm or two up in the Cascades or in the Blues, but the rest of it should be dry. And today is going to be noticeably hotter as opposed to yesterday. 80s and 90s for lower elevations, 70s in the Cascades, 70s and 80s for the Blues. Winds are going to be, they'll be a little bit more prevalent for today in comparison to yesterday. 11 a.m. this morning to 5 in the morning on Wednesday, kind of a broad time frame. The peak is going to be for 11 p.m. this evening. Now, after 11 p.m., the wind's a little bit calmer, but sky's going to turn partly cloudy, and we could have a shower or two left over in the Cascades, but the rest of us will be dry. Overnight lows will be mild, 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 40s and 50s for our mountain ranges. Okay, the wind's going to come back for tomorrow. Another pretty broad time frame, 5 in the morning on Wednesday to 5 in the morning on Thursday. This time the peak at 5 p.m. on Wednesday, so right around the peak of daytime heating. And I would classify it as windy for Hermiston, Lexington, Heppner, and especially in the Kittitas Valley, where some of those peak gusts could be around 40 miles per hour. And the winds picking up due to a very weak cold front that's going to drop down our high temperatures into Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. Still pretty seasonal for Saturday, but by Sunday, about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal, pretty similar to the highs we'll have for Tuesday. And then by Monday, maybe up around triple digits in the Tri-Cities, about 15 degrees warmer than normal. So that could be our second heat wave of the year. We'll see if this pans out. It's still 6 to 7 days out, but early indications are that it could be a toasty stretch. And unfortunately, to add insult to injury, it's going to be dry on top of that. Little shower chances up in the mountains Tuesday through Friday, but not even that for Saturday and beyond. So not only will the heat impact our vegetation dryness, but the lack of rainfall itself is going to impact that situation as well. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. 80s and 90s through Sunday, but triple digits will be a possibility to start next week. In Yakima, a breezy stretch of weather through Friday, and calmer winds with hotter highs Saturday through Monday. In Ellensburg, windy Wednesday through Friday. Then we crank up the heat as highs will end up in the mid-90s by Monday. In Hermiston, windy tomorrow, some lingering breezes for Thursday and Friday, then eyeballing that chance for triple digits next Monday. Then for Walla Walla, a bit breezy Wednesday through Friday, calmer but hotter for the weekend and the beginning of next week.
Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up next, a band with Washington roots unveiling a one-of-a-kind concert, and Dolly Parton heading to Vegas. Let you know how you can see her. That's coming up in your entertainment news after the break at 6:21.
For 25 years, you've made Triple Play more than just a place to play. You've turned it into a place where memories are made. We want to thank our amazing guests and community. From birthday parties to company outings and spontaneous weekend adventures, your memories are what make Triple Play special. Here's to 25 years of fun and many more to come. Thank you for being part of our story.
Should we push the timeline? Will it hold?
Should we outsource? What do you think?
Do you engineer it to work? Or design it to move? Give them what they want.
It needs to be taller, faster.
Even cheaper. Or take things to new places. You've got to build the right team. No, that's the one. Revise it, redo it, develop it. Keep pushing until it's right.
Introducing the business card that gives back all you put in. The new Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business.
Talk about fireworks. Check out these offers during the 4th of July sale at Denver Mattress. Light up your sleep life with $100 off any Dr. Choice Original or $200 off any hybrid. Save $500 on the best-selling Tempur-Breeze and score a $300 gift. And check out the Summit for only $299.99. And best of all, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, or get 60 months no interest and free shipping. It's the 4th of July sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
Good Shepherd provides the most up-to-date orthopedic care available. Our team of experienced board-certified surgeons, physiatrists, and podiatrists are capable of fulfilling your orthopedic needs. Services include precise joint replacements, sports medicine, all orthoscopic shoulder and knee repairs, fracture care, hand surgery, and foot and ankle care. We are here to help you with your pain and maximize your body's performance and function. Good Shepherd Orthopedics in Hermiston. Patients first, always.
The 4th of July sale is on now at More Furniture with red, white, and blue savings in every department. Just in time for summer entertaining, family gatherings, and holiday celebrations. During the 4th of July sale, you'll get our very best offer. No money down, subtract the sales tax, and absolutely no interest until July 2026. Plus, you'll get free white glove delivery and will remove and donate your gently used pieces locally. Visit your local More Furniture, where everyone gets more for less.
Wendy Redmond, Austin Reed, Stacy Lee weather. Apple Valley News Now on your side.
6:23, welcome back. In your entertainment headlines this morning, a Seattle-based band is taking underground music to a whole new level. Literally.
Rock band Queens of the Stone Age has become the first ever to perform a full concert inside the historic Paris catacombs.
Their eerie, one-of-a-kind performance is now featured in a new film called Alive in the Catacombs.
The concert was recorded deep beneath the streets of Paris, surrounded by centuries-old bones and history.
Sounds very hardcore, and if you're a fan or just curious to see what a rock show in a crypt looks like, you can catch the film now on the band's website.
I bet they had to get a lot of permits to do that.
Oh yeah. I want to know if anything creepy happened.
I heard you just gotta have bones.
Really?
Oh,
Boo.
Anyways, Dolly Parton is done working 9 to 5 as she just announced a mini Las Vegas residency. She announced this just yesterday.
Yeah, the country superstar is going to perform her hit songs in 6 shows at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace. Her shows will take place in December, and in perfect alignment, the shows will take place during the National Rodeos Finals.
Parton hasn't toured since 2016, and her last Vegas residency included nearly 50 shows from 1990 through 1993.
And tickets for the new residency called Dolly Live in Las Vegas go on sale tomorrow morning.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, they're going to sell out. And with the rodeo,
fast.
oh man, yeah. Sounds like a blast, though.
A fun time in Vegas. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Local firefighters feeling the pressure with everything from rising costs to increasing call volumes. We have what one district is proposing so that they can keep emergency services going.
And we also have what this could mean for homeowners. All the details are coming up in your next half hour.
Desert sun and water fun. Summertime makes you feel more alive. But in the interest of your well-being, make sure you observe all safety rules and be careful while you're having fun.
This 4th of July, celebrate the freedom to roam with Broadmoor RV, where every mile brings you closer to what matters most. From family road trips to quiet nights under the stars, your next adventure starts here. Proudly serving the Northwest with unbeatable selection, service, and spirit. This Independence Day, go further, dream bigger, and drive free. Broadmoor RV, we make camping fun.
Feeling overwhelmed? It's time to shed your worries, literally. At Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds, we've got the perfect shed to clear the clutter, create space, and bring peace to your life. Man cave, playhouse, done. Want something custom? We'll build it just the way you want it. And we deliver for free. Summer is here. Shed the mess, shed the stress. See dealer for special pricing. Visit Columbia Basin Building and Sheds today in Kennewick or West Richland.
Are you ready to revolutionize your career in digital advertising? Join Morgan Murphy's dynamic team at Apple Valley News Now, where innovation meets opportunity. At Apple Valley News Now, we're leading the charge in connected television and digital sales, helping local businesses thrive in today's growing and evolving market. If you're passionate about digital solutions and driving revenue growth, we want to hear from you. Check us out now at morganmurphymedia.com/current-openings to begin your journey.
Power through your summer chores with less downtime. And enjoy more playtime with Steel Battery.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $4,500 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
Desert sun and water fun. Summertime makes you feel more alive. But in the interest of your well-being, make sure you observe all safety rules and be careful while you're having fun.
Fly the Northwest over a beautiful bike ride. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight. This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
I forgot what day it was. It's Tuesday. Good Tuesday morning. Thanks for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott. I did remember my name.
I'm Jessica Jalal, I think.
I'm Josh Colbert. Hey, I've been there before.
Wait a minute.
What's today? And the producer that
day
saved me.
To you. And good day to you, Mr. Colbert, and your 3-degree guarantee.
Thank you. Yes. It went up again. Let's go ahead and take a look at the graphic. 3-degree guarantee, sponsored by our good friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel. Yesterday went with a forecast high of 86 in Pasco Tri-Cities. It verified at 85. So now the jackpot is at $1,300. Okay, so for today, going with a toastier forecast high in Pasco Tri-Cities, 93. If it verifies between 90 to 96, the jackpot's going to hit 1,325, $1,325. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalley.newsnow.com, clicking on the contest page. You can scan the QR code that's on your screen. Now what's on your screen is a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart. Definitely some light haze out there for this morning, but reductions to air quality have been pretty minimal thus far. We're continuing to expect more of the same throughout the rest of the day. Right now, temperatures in the 50s and 60s for lower elevations, right at 60 in Walla Walla, and then 40s and 50s up in the higher terrain of the Cascades and Blues. All of it's going to need some sort of very light jacket for this morning, but it's going to be sunny and 75 in the Tri-Cities as soon as 10 this morning, and then at the peak of daytime heating will be into the 90s in spite of clouds increasing into this afternoon and evening. So for today, about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year, noticeably hotter as opposed to yesterday. So for lower elevations, all of us within a few degrees of 90, if not within a few degrees of 95. I'll take you on that zone by zone tour of today's forecast, and I'll tell you what this kind of weather is doing to our vegetation dryness and our fire situation. So that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. We begin the half hour of news in Prosser, where the city has shut down a construction project after a trench collapsed, sending 2 workers to the hospital.
Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable tells us, according to the city, the construction workers weren't following the guidelines correctly.
The collapse of the trench happened Sunday afternoon on the 1400 block of South Kinney Way. People on the job site had to dig the workers out to save their lives. One of the workers was taken to the hospital by ambulance, the other taken by helicopter with serious injuries. In response to the work accident, the city of Prosser issued a notice halting all work at the job site, saying Paul and Julie Almanza of Granger violated OSHA trenching and shoring guidelines. According to the notice, Prosser city officials say proper trench safety measures were not being followed. In order to correct the violations, all trenches and excavations must be backfilled and the requirements of the geotechnical report must be followed. At this time, an updated condition on the workers has not yet been released. Reporting in Prosser, Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
And we are told that the Almanzas may appeal the city of Prosser's decision if they meet the criteria to do so, and we'll keep you updated and hopefully get an update on those workers' conditions as well. 6:32, taking you to Benton County now, where Fire District 1 says they're feeling the pressure. Everything from rising call volumes to soaring costs.
And now the district is asking voters to consider a levied lid lift in the August primary to help keep emergency services strong.
Apple Valley News Now's Austin Reed spoke with the fire chief on what this move could mean for homeowners.
I've spent a lot of time with Benton County Fire District Number 1's chief. They cover a lot of ground and a growing number of emergency calls. In fact, EMS calls now make up nearly 70% of the district's responses. But despite the rising demand, they're working with a fire levy that's actually been shrinking.
That is true. More people means more calls, more medical calls.
The district's daily operations are funded by a fire levy, $150 per $1,000 of assessed property value. But as property values rise, the levy rate automatically drops. That means less revenue, even when demand for service is going up.
The fire district is much like any other person that's affected by the high costs of rising costs, I should say.
Since voters renewed the levy at $150 in 2018, the rate has dropped to $128, $1.28. That's why district leaders are asking voters to consider a 22-cent lid lift, bringing the rate back to $1.50 in the August 5th primary.
And it's just really taxing as those more calls go. We have to expand to be able to meet the need of the public.
The added funding would cover 3 full-time firefighter EMTs, a new ambulance, and medical equipment, plus major maintenance projects like repairs at Station 120 in Findlay. It would also help purchase a specialized washing machine to clean firefighter gear and reduce exposure to cancer-causing chemicals.
But it's going to make it harder for us to catch up. Each year we don't approve this lid lift. It just makes that gap farther and farther away to a point where then at some point we may not be able to keep up and we may have to do something different.
For the average homeowner with a property assessed at $422,500, the lid lift would mean about $775 more per month, or just under $93 per year. The district says keeping up with calls and costs isn't just about speed, it is about safety. Service reductions could impact their risk rating, which plays a role in what residents pay for insurance.
You guys, out of the 6 fire districts, you are one of, if not the busiest. So this impacts people.
That is correct, yeah. It does impact people a lot. We've got a very large area, roughly 327 square miles, and it's a big job.
And voters will have the final say on August 5th. For those on fixed incomes, the property tax exemption for qualified homeowners will remain in place as well.
Now, walkers and bikers in the Yakima Valley might eventually have a safe way to travel between Union Gap and Toppenish.
Now, the Washington State Department of Transportation and Yakima Nation are considering putting a trail along US 97. Now, several different route options have been proposed, but no timeline has been put into place.
Summer Derry, the department's public information officer, said US 97 is currently one of the deadliest highways in the state.
With that comes some issues with pedestrians walking along the shoulder of the highway, and we want to get them as clear off the highway as possible. We've experienced a high rate of pedestrian collisions along that corridor. So the main driver for this is to keep people safe, to get people off the highway and onto trails.
Now, if you have an opinion on the proposed routes, you can fill out the department's survey. They have it up on their website.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we'll take a look at what's happening in our world of sports, including the Dust Devils sweep and the Americans adding a new member. All your sports news is coming up.
Plus, checking back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert as we give you a live look outside from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. He'll break down our forecast as we make our way into the week.
Register today. Register your team for $140. Ends midnight Tuesday, June 24th.
When uncertainty falls upon your freedom, you need an unwavering champion. We're dedicated to not just tipping the scales in your favor, but also delivering an unwavering and relentless defense. With over 5 decades of experience, we'll fiercely defend your freedom and secure the most favorable outcome. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery, Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand, right now you can get a 2.49% APR on a 2025 CR-V.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
It is Operation Best Friend every Wednesday as we feature lovable pets from area shelters all looking for their forever homes. Operation Best Friend from Christine Connolly, As You Wish Real Estate Services, and the Manthai Group Cross Country Mortgage.
Apple Valley News Now viewer Alan Rither of Richland.
We really appreciate Apple Valley News Now being on the air. It's more a part of our community.
We love hearing from viewers. Email comments at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Elephants have names for each other in their own elephant language.
I can say Kelly an elephant.
Next Live, Florence Pugh. Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. And the overarching theme is that it's going to be a little bit breezier in comparison to yesterday, a little bit hotter as well. Highs in the mid-70s up in the Cascades. Could have a shower or thunderstorm or two. Don't bank on it, though. And then in the Kittitas Valley, should be dry, a bit breezy, and partly cloudy skies. Highs around 90. Also, could be some light haze up in the skies. We're already seeing that for this morning, but do not expect any big-time reductions to air quality. In the Yakima Valley, highs getting into the low 90s, mostly sunny skies, bit breezy, peak gusts between 20 to 25 miles per hour. In the lower Columbia Basin, also a bit breezy here, peak gust around 20 miles per hour, and highs getting into the mid-90s. In the foothills, Morrow County foothills, highs around 90. We'll say in essence for the Umatilla and Walla Walla County foothills, also around 90, although some of us could be a little bit closer to 95, and then 70s and 80s for the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. These highs all going to be about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. Okay, here's today's vegetation dryness forecast. Remember, all these levels have been adjusted for typical dryness per microclimate. Yesterday, there was a bunch of yellow on this map for the Kittitas Valley, Yakima Valley, Lower Columbia Basin, and Blue Foothills. That meant it was just medium vegetation dryness, but for today, we're back into that elevated category. And I think next week, we could maybe see some reds or perhaps some purples on this map as high temperatures are going to go way up. I'll tell you just how hot we could be coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Josh. 6:41, take a look at sports now, and the Tri-City Dust Devils are making team history.
And they're doing it in style. For the first time ever, the Devils swept a 6-game series, taking down the Hillsboro Hops in dominant fashion.
Yeah, starting pitcher Chris Cortez picked up his second win of the season, both coming against the Hops. Even with some command troubles, Cortez kept the damage to a minimum.
Dust Devils president Daryl Ebert says this team is hitting its stride at just the right time.
It would have been easy for us to kind of just roll it up the first 3 games of that series and just, we were out of any contention to win the first half. But these guys didn't do that. They got, excited to go out there and continue to compete like they normally do.
Dust Devils hit the road for a 6-game set in Vancouver before returning home for July 1st to host Spokane. Dust Devils finishing the first half of the season 7 games out of first place, but sitting atop the standings with a 3-0 start to the second half.
And the Tri-City Americans have a new head coach and are sticking with a familiar face to lead the team into its next chapter. Jody Hull has been named the 17th head coach in franchise history after 3 seasons as an associate coach right here in Kennewick. General Manager Bob Torrey says Hull's NHL experience and strong connection with the players made this a clear choice. Hull played over 800 games in the NHL and has been coaching ever since, including stops in the OHL, international tournaments, and right here with the AMs since 2022. And he's not doing it alone. Associate coach TJ Miller is expected to have his contract extended as well.
And Lawrence Scott Park in Kennewick was the host of the largest pickleball tournament in the state of Washington. Over 400 registered pickleball players came out this past weekend to compete in the 509 Classic Pickleball Tournament. Players from across the country and locally came together to compete with a $15,000 prize pool split between the Open Division event winners. Tournament started last Thursday and finished up on Sunday with mixed doubles play. You a big pickleballer? Have you played? You haven't played, have you?
Pickles go to a ball, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Oh yeah, I love that.
Juggled.
Yeah, so much fun.
With pickles.
Love it. No, I want to try it one day though. It'd be fun.
It's pretty fun.
Okay, well, invite me out.
What?
What the heck?
Okay. First of all, she thinks I just go pickleballing often.
Well,
I don't, but I have.
Okay, well.
So when I do,
thank you.
Then
That's all I wanted to hear.
Yeah. Now I'll have to go and invite her. All right, so much we're ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door this morning. And beautiful day to hit the pickleball courts or the park.
Like me.
Yeah. Live look outside from our Legends Casino and Hotel Sky Camera at Richlands Columbia Point. That iconic paddle boat docked there at Howard Amen. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert will be back with your full first alert forecast and let you know just how warm it's going to be. You might want to get out early if you're pickleballing this weekend.
Yeah, especially with Jade.
Yeah.
That's what I'll be doing.
Bring it on, sis. 6:44, we're back after the break.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
My name is Lauren Martin. I started to work out at Hanford in 1982, and for 20 years I worked with the fleet, repairing cranes, locomotives, cars, ambulances, fire trucks, everything. After 20 years, then I came down with a disease. There are some very, very expensive drugs, and my copay on that is $0. All I have to do is pick up the phone and it's there.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not, and just kind of let them know what those next steps are, the timeline of how long it could take for them to get approved.
The Coliseum in Rome had their gladiator games, but it can't compete with Legends Casino Hotel's Coliseum of Cash. During our Summer of Games Thursday drawings in June, we're giving away over $77,000 in cash, plus a new Kawasaki side-by-side. Just use your Legends rewards card to earn entries. Who needs Roman chariot races when you can leave them all in the dust in a Kawasaki side-by-side? All hail Legends Casino Hotel in June, and let this Summer of Games begin.
Vance Heating and Air has been keeping Yakima homes cool since 1986. If your air conditioner needs service this summer, we'll take $86 off the cost of any AC repair. Our skilled technicians service all makes and models, and we guarantee you'll be happy when our work is complete. If your old AC is a throwback, save now on a new energy-efficient Daikin Fit system. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
Win and save with Lucky Number Tuesday at Buy Mart. Just by matching your ending number, you can win a half loaf of bread from Franz. Plus, save with Tuesday-only pricing and buy it for $1.50. Win and save on Lucky Number Tuesday only at Buy Mart.
For over 49 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion. We're more than just a flower shop and specialize in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. Our experienced designers are here to help you with all your floral needs, ensuring that every bouquet is as special as the moment it celebrates. Visit us today at our brand new location on Clearwater in Kennewick. We're part of your community and can't wait to help you celebrate life's moments. Shelby's Floral.
Hey guys, it's Men's Health Awareness Month, and we're reminding you that any time is a good time to start healthy living decisions. Learn more at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. Learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care. The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be another bright and sunny day. Could have a little bit of light haze up in the sky. We're not expecting any big time reductions to air quality, and we can't rule out a few showers or thunderstorms up in the Cascades or Blues, but the rest of us are going to be dry. Highs today noticeably warmer as opposed to yesterday, about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of year. 80s and 90s for lower elevations, 70s in the Cascades, and 70s and 80s in the Blues. Winds today a little bit breezier as opposed to yesterday. That peak time frame, or the main time frame overall, 11 a.m. this morning to 5 in the morning on Wednesday, but the peak time is going to be 11 p.m. this evening. So at that point, that's when we're going to see our strongest wind gusts, but after that the wind should be a little bit calmer. In addition to that, for tonight, clouds increasing, partly cloudy skies, could have a shower left over in the Cascades, but the rest of us are going to keep it dry, and it's going to be another mild night out there with overnight lows only down into the 50s and 60s for lower elevations, and then 40s and 50s for our mountain ranges. Now for tomorrow, the wind gusts going to be a little bit stronger. This time, the time frame 5 in the morning on Wednesday to 5 in the morning on Thursday, but the peak going to be around the peak of daytime heating, 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., and I would classify it as windy for places like Hermiston, Heppner, and Lexington, and especially in the Kittitas Valley, where some of those peak gusts could be up around 40 miles per hour. So with winds increasing, that means that fire danger is going to go up. We'll keep tabs on that very closely, but this cold front going to throw us a little bit of an assist when it comes to our high temperatures. We'll be back down to more seasonal stuff for Wednesday through, I'd say, Saturday, but the heat cranks up again for Sunday and especially by Monday. At that point, we could be about 15 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year, so maybe touching triple digits again in the Tri-Cities. This is still 6 to 7 days out, so this number will get adjusted, but early indications are that we could have our second heat wave of the year. Small shower and even some thunderstorm chances for the Cascades and Blues today through Friday, but not even that for Saturday and beyond. So our vegetation will get very dry, especially with the heat. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities, 80s and 90s through Sunday, but triple digits will be a possibility to start next week. In Yakima, a breezy stretch of weather through Friday, and calmer winds with hotter highs Saturday through Monday. In Ellensburg, windy Wednesday through Friday, then we crank up the heat as highs will end up in the mid-90s by Monday. In Hermiston, windy tomorrow, some lingering breezes for Thursday and Friday, then eyeballing that chance for triple digits next Monday. Finally, for Walla Walla, a bit breezy Wednesday through Friday, calmer but hotter for the weekend and the beginning of next week. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, new details on Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez's lavish Venice wedding. A source close to the couple telling ABC News that less than 200 of the couple's family and close friends will be traveling to Italy for the event. ABC News exclusively obtaining this portion of the couple's wedding invitation sent to guests in May, which asks guests to skip gifts for the billionaire couple and lists 3 Venetian charities that Bezos and Sanchez will be donating to on their behalf. But not everyone happy with the wedding events. Across Venice, protests popping up.
If you can afford to shut down the city for a wedding, then yes, you can pay more taxes.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on this multi-million-dollar wedding in Venice. With your GMA First Look, I'm Allison Kozik, ABC News, New York.
Touch can mean so many things, even for children with moderate to severe eczema. Touch can stir a sense of wonder, can make a ride go smoothly, and make a smile stretch ear to ear. Dupixent can help your child stay ahead of eczema with clearer skin and noticeably less itch. When a touch is all in good fun, Dupixent helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your child's skin from within. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists. Help your child feel the heal and see the difference. Reach out to your child's eczema specialist today.
Time is 6:52, taking a look at your national headlines this morning. An update in the ongoing conflict between Iran and Israel. Just within the hour, President Trump posting to social media saying Israel has agreed to halt its strikes against Iran. He says, quote, Israel is not going to attack Iran. All planes will turn around and head home while doing a friendly plane wave to Iran. Nobody will be hurt, and the ceasefire is in effect. And this comes as missile exchanges continued into the morning, raising questions about whether a ceasefire is actually holding.
6:53, now taking a look at your top 5 local things you need to know this morning. The Barstow Fire in Walla Walla and Columbia counties continuing to burn. It's burned more than 1,500 acres. Crews making progress over the course of the last couple of days. It's now at 37% contained. Evacuation notices for Canyon Bottom Way have been lifted, but officials are continuing to monitor the area closely.
And with fire danger still prevalent across the region and 4th of July quickly approaching, authorities are urging residents across the Tri-Cities to celebrate safely. They're reminding everyone that legal firework use begins on June 28th, and each city has its own rules. Also, illegal fireworks like Roman candles, firecrackers, and bottle rockets can lead to a $250 fine or even misdemeanor charges. Officials are urging people to check and follow your local laws.
And in Pasco, the school district has agreed to a $1.9 million settlement with a former transportation director who alleged years of racial discrimination and retaliation. Now, the district denied any wrongdoing, but settled the case after the lawsuit was filed last year.
And students in Findlay will be officially moving to a 4-day school week starting this fall, and the district received a state waiver and will extend daily hours Monday through Thursday to meet required instruction time. Fridays will be off, and this will decide if they'll continue this plan into the next year.
Now, walkers and bikers in the Yakima Valley may eventually have a safer route between Union Gap and Toppenish. WSDOT and the Yakima Nation are considering building a trail along US 97, which is one of the state's deadliest highways. No timeline's been set, but public input is now being taken on WSDOT's website.
Trending this morning, a group of women from Kentucky who survived a lightning strike in Florida have now honored their shared experience with some new ink.
The women, oh, they got matching tattoos, little lightning bolt tattoos. Cute. So this strike happened Saturday afternoon on Florida's Marco Island.
The friends say a beautiful day quickly turned when a storm suddenly rolled in. They took cover under a tiki hut, but the next thing they remember, they woke up injured and disoriented.
Wow. So police said while the lightning did not hit them directly, it did travel through the ground to cause minor injuries. And now they have matching tattoos and a story that they'll share for a lifetime. Wow. Okay, I would never shut up about that if that happened to me. Like, you know, I've been in a lightning strike. I'm just so
but you know,
cool.
I've been struck by lightning, right?
Yeah. So you can't, you know, faze me.
Yeah, I have something to say about that. Where did they go wrong in that story?
What do you mean?
They went under a tiki hut.
Oh.
You're not supposed to do that. Like some people think, oh, if I stand under a tree, that'll give me protection for if I. No,
Yeah.
when thunder roars, it's cheesy. We say it all the time. It's like, ugh. But when thunder roars, head indoors. That's the best.
Josh, remind us about that.
Yes, that's the best recourse.
Yes, always, always.
Thanks
and
for always
speaking
keeping
of
us safe.
safety, it's getting hot. Fire danger is kind of, you know, up there too. So how are we looking today?
Yeah, sort of teeter-tottering. Today's going to be much hotter. We're going to be cooler from Wednesday through about Saturday. Then for Sunday and Monday, the heat's going to be back on. Right now, you're taking a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart. Very light haze in the sky for today. We saw that yesterday. We're going to see more of the same thing for today. Not expecting any significant reductions to air quality. Temperatures already in the 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 40s and 50s for mountains. Later today, highs about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. 80s and 90s for lower elevations. So, yeah, definitely keep it cool out there. Drink plenty of water. Take plenty of breaks in the shade. Bottom line for the forecast, mostly normal highs through Sunday. A few ebbs and flows to that, but really the heat is really going to be on at the beginning of next week. Could hit 100 degrees in the lower Columbia Basin. Not just hot, but also the forecast staying dry. So to Jessica's point about the fire danger going up, our vegetation certainly going to look pretty dry by next week.
Back to summer weather.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates on our website. It's applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Good Morning America's up next. We'll, of course, be back tonight with your local news and weather at 5.
Have a great day.